Well, I see we're back to the idiocracy again. We're back on stupid season. And well, when you know it, from the creators of Stupid Season 1 comes Stupid Season 19. And well, this stupid season, well, let me tell you why it's really stupider than most. Questions. Questions. You know, they say in life, there's no stupid questions. And you know, I'm not going to argue with that. That's very much true. There are no stupid questions. I wouldn't use the word stupid to describe this. I said that we're in stupid season, but I didn't say the question was stupid. No, this question, well, this requires a level of intrigue, a level of depth. And so, therefore, by nature, it wouldn't make it stupid. Now, this is a thoughtful question, and it requires deep reflection. And now that I have you intrigued, now I'm going to tell you what the question is. And well, I'm going to give you my personal answer because, well, that's what I do. I answer, well, questions. And so the question has been presented in this matter, a question that, well, I think that we can all draw inference to our own conclusions. While they may be varied and different, we'll get to the same conclusion. I guarantee you. The question is, well, it's the land of the free, home of the brave. Well, is it racist? Is America racist? And well, what do you know? There's no simplistic answer to this question because, well, there's a lot to be unpacked. America. What is America? You might ask. Well, first off, well, it's a country. And well, it has 331 million citizens. So that's a lot of people in a tiny landmass. Remember, whenever you get a lot of people in a tiny landmass, there's a lot of melting that goes through. So that's why they call it a melting pot. A melting pot of, well, different perspectives, different types of people, different types of beliefs. And you know, they all have to commingle, coexist, so to speak, in order to, well, become ingrained in what is the country of America. And so that in and of itself is a lot. So there's a lot of, well, a lot of animosity that builds up when you have to be in close quarters with people who you don't have a lot in common with. So you see people pop off and do stupid things. You know, intercommunal violence is a real thing. And there ought to be a counselor. There ought to be counselors everywhere. You ought to be able to find counselors. And well, wouldn't you know, they're few and far between because, well, we don't invest in counseling. No, we don't invest in therapy. What we invest in is, well, military. We invest in war. We invest in aggression. Make sure you take care of business. Beat their skulls in, you know. It sounds like a problem that you should talk with your therapist about. Why you always gotta be so violent? Remember, I asked that at the beginning, way before this thing kicked off. And nobody's really answered the question. You know, is America racist? Now, back up and pause for a minute. Because, well, you gotta start from the beginning. The very beginning. Before, well, before it was settled. Before it was a colony. There were a lot of, well, different people here. Indigenous. And they did things a lot of different ways. They didn't always get on with each other. That's why they had different tribes. And they warred and fought and things like that. And so there's always been banter back and forth. Definitely no perfect societies. But then when other people started coming here, colonizing different territories of the indigenous people, well, it certainly wasn't pretty. There was no sunshines and rainbows there. There were a lot of different battles, a lot of different wars. And well, eventually, the settlers, the colonists, they won out. So, well, I would say that, well, after all that bloodshed, there's probably some animosity. I mean, there was the Red Savages, there was, well, the barbarians, the beasts, you know, there was a lot of name calling, a lot of disparaging of people's cultures, their customs, their norms, their expectations, you know. That was done to the indigenous. So I would say that that's strike one. And well, what do you know? You got a new land, but you need resources, and you need people to well, provide the resources for you, grow those things. And well, you don't have a lot of money to start off. It's a small business, and well, you need labor. And so at this point in time, you don't have any money, so you gotta make sure that it's free. So you gotta go and round some people up on a distant shore across the Atlantic, and well, bring them to the newfound land, the new world, and well, make them work for you for nothing. And if they don't want to work for you for nothing from sun up to sundown, well, it's not up to them. You just kill them or rape their bodies or do whatever you want to them, mutilate, cannibalize. It's whatever. You know, you gotta make your money. You gotta colonize and settle the new land that's, well, not yours. So that's strike two. And well, strike three is current day. I mean, with all of that in the rear view mirror, you think that people, well, they'd be better in operating. They'd be like, oh, okay, I learned from the past, and I don't want to repeat the past, so I want to do better in the future. Well, there hasn't been very much improvement. So the answer is not, is something what it is. The answer should be, well, why do you even have to preposition the question to begin with? You know, you only ask the question, is something something, if, well, a large percentage of people already believe that it is what you're asking it about. You can't find anybody in America, an American, who doesn't believe that racism exists. They'll always say, yeah, there's racism, but it's not me. It's nobody I know. It's none of these people around me. It's none of these people to the left or right of me, in front or behind me. It's some distant person. It's some distant creature out in the ether. They're racist, but it's not me. No, 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 I'm not sick. I feel perfectly fine. You know, it's always those people that feel perfectly fine. They're all asymptomatic. They don't know that they have the virus. The virus is, well, it operates differently. There's different symptoms for it. But believe you me, you're sick. And well, you don't want to take your medication to get better. No, you rather pretend that you're not sick. You know, you have to ask questions that you already know the answer to. That also shows me, well, there's a lack of intellectual prowess. There's a lack of, true, well, wanting to be honest with the situation. You know, I don't have a problem with the question. I don't think the question is stupid. I just wonder why it's being asked when the answer is already known. See, there's no movement or correlation to fix the problem that everybody knows exists. There's just, well, rancor and banter about the problem not really existing, or the problem existing but not really in the scope and scale that everybody thinks that it exists in. There's no movement or rancor to like actually address the issue. And so, as long as that's the case, then you can't really ask the question because it's a disingenuous question. You're only asking to kind of gauge a situation. And well, if you're trying to gauge a situation, you don't have to ask a question. You can just, well, turn your head to the left or right, and you can just listen in. You can hear it for yourself. Nobody's happy. And well, it's only going to continue to get worse, worse and worse. It's a tipping point now. And you know what? You don't have to ask questions. Just start solving the problem. Don't ask for questions. Just look for the answers. The answers are very simple. Listen to what the people are actually saying.